Hi and welcome to RC Copter Love. Today I want to speak about a problem that I have. It's a very luxurious problem that I'm flying probably too much. I think I was flying in this windy conditions. It's again very windy, like since, I don't know, 2 months. Too often, too many batteries, and I think I really made less progress than when I would fly a little bit less, because I was reducing it in the last week. And I feel better, I feel more fresh. I'm flying maximum with 2 models, with the M4 Max and with the M2 Evo. And with the M2 Evo I'm always warming up a little bit, and then I'm flying with the M4 Max, and I have not too many expectations. So I'm flying inverted, but not too crazy when it's like now, windy. And I only want to give you this idea that maybe sometimes our brain needs some relax, our body needs some relax, and then there will be more progress. It's maybe similar like in physical sport training. You cannot run every day, you have to have sometimes a day off to give your body the possibility to recover. And I'm giving now my brain the possibility to recover from all these new inputs with this inverted flying. It's unbelievable how many things you have to remember, how many things you have to learn. Everything is the opposite than you know. And let's see how it works in this video. If you see that is a little bit better, I have the feeling it's better. Okay? I first warm up always with my small M2 Evo, because I don't know, I know this machine the best, and it's the best to get feel for the wind. Today it's again windy as always at the moment since a couple of months, but I still try to be inverted a little longer. Now I'm going out with a front flip of inverted. So I'm trying this inverted training very often, also from a standing flip, also going out with a back flip. So different variations all the time. It is not easy in this wind, I tell you. It's really not easy to make, because the heli is quite blown around by the wind, as you will see. But I let it to be blown. I wanted to try to stay behind the fence, but the wind is coming from the direction in front of us and from the left. So it's blowing diagonal, and I also like very much to fly a little bit around just with the helicopter, because flying around in wind is also very important, because you see how much more cyclic input you have to give to take a turn. Going out with a half roll, so this was standing a little bit more. I have difficulties, but I know it's normal. When I'm starting nose in, then doing a flip, back flip, and keeping it tail into me, I still don't feel very comfortable with this, and that's the reason why I'm training it very often. And I have high motivation to not crash my left field, because for the first time since a couple of years there will be corn produced, and there's an electric fence around it. My wife is fixing it, and it would be difficult for me to go there. The farmer was allowing me to pick it up, but I of course don't want to use this occasion, and I feel that I can do a last time from a backflip against the wind. it is difficult to keep it on one place in this wind because the wind has already some high influence on it. This was an undecided front flip, and I think the battery is giving me already a sign that it's time to go for a landing. But I can use this fence as well to make some precision training to fly over the fence. But you see how the wind is pressing the helicopter to the left now. I'm giving a lot of cycling input. Come over the fence and bring it down here in a safe space. So in a safe place. So that means, oops, that was too hard. And that's the training with the M2. And now we are going to fly the M4 Max. Okay, see you. Okay, and now I will see what I can do in this windy weather with my M4 Max after having a little bit more brake. So I feel with the M2 that I'm much more fresh. And now with the M4, I first want to feel a little bit how the wind is influencing it. It's a lot of influence. It's blown over to us, and that is very important when it's so windy and you want to fly like me. You have to keep the helicopter very far away from you, especially when the wind is blowing it towards you. And now first try my loop against the wind. My loops are still small and not so nice big like they could be. Another one I try is a little bit bigger, but it's really windy. That was not good, but in this wind I should not try to do something too strange. I should just be happy that I'm able to fly, because this wind didn't take any break since a couple of weeks. Now I'm doing a backflip. Trying to hold it a little bit inverted, but I don't expect too much from me. So it's all about fun. It's about fun, and I take my time. I have all the summer to learn this inverted fly much better. And I take myself this time, so nobody is stressing me. For God's sake, I'm not flying on competitions. I'm doing this just for my own fun. And so I take myself all the time in the world, and I love to see the helicopter high up in the air. I love to fly around. I love to speed it up a little bit. I love to go over these trees there. Come back to myself. That was the wind. What you have seen here, that the helicopter was picked up so much, that was the wind. And I love also always since the very beginning to see the shadow of this machine. My dear wife, do you have the shadow and the helicopter in one picture? That is for me so beautiful when I see the silhouette of the helicopter two times. Once it's the shadow and the second time is the helicopter. Now the sun is going a little bit behind a cloud, but you see it even if the helicopter is above. You see this wonderful shadow, and it's fantastic. So let's try to do another backflip again against the wind, so not with the wind. It's horrible to do this with the wind. Oh, that was very bad. So let's give it a try, another try. It is difficult. It is very, very windy, and the problem today is, like on almost every day, that the wind is coming and then suddenly there's not so much wind, so it's completely unpredictable. So in one moment you have a strong wind, the next moment there's almost no wind, and of course it attacks the helicopter in a different way, and when you invert it you don't know what to expect. So I had a couple of days when the wind was much more predictable, so it was like in a wind channel, so it was all the time in almost the same strength. So that was beautiful, because on these days I really like, now in the moment we have a little bit more constant wind. I can try to hold the helicopter on one way to face the wind from different sides, but now the wind is less, so my corrections have to be different. It is a good training, but I also found what I was telling in the beginning, that flying in wind costs much more concentration. So I was flying in wind the same amount of batteries like when there was no wind, and that was probably as well much too much for my poor brain, because I had to use much more concentration than on days with less wind. Now it's very strong, you see it, even you see it. It's very good to demonstrate it today, because you see how suddenly the helicopter escaped in one direction. Now you see I'm facing more the wind. If you hear me at all, because it's so windy that probably you don't hear anything, but I get the signal that it's time to land. So you have to accept what kind of weather it is. And you have to adapt yourself to the conditions that you have on each day. So now it's, since 2 months, it's windy like hell. So I'm just doing less. And that's what we have to look. And we have to accept that we are only humans. So we have a brain, our brain needs recovery. And so take your time to make all this processing in your head and take one day off. You will see that you fly suddenly better. Okay, that's my experience. This was RC Copterlove. If you like this video, give us a like. If you like us very much, please subscribe to our channel. And now my heli is beeping again. Okay, see you. Bye.